Hello, hello, hello. How we all doing today? How's everything going? Um, my name is Ademola Ajayi, and thank you for joining us today at the Wealth Bridge. It's always great to have you on. For those who missed our maiden edition that just launched, man, you really did miss. But you know what? You could always watch a rerun. You'll find it somewhere in one of our past, in one of the recordings in the past. So I just want to welcome everyone. I want to thank you for those who joined us on our maiden edition. For those who made it a thing of joy, we just want to appreciate you. Tonight, today, I just want to just appreciate my wonderful, you know, co-hosts, my team here, Modukwe and Adebola. I want to appreciate them because, I can say they make me look better, so I want to appreciate them, for what they do. And they're brainies, and they're superstars in their different field of endeavor. So how you doing, Modukwe? How you doing, Debola?
Excellent. Nice to have you here this evening.
Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Great
Great.
to be back. Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good to have you all. Tonight, today, I don't know why I keep saying tonight. I guess, I'm just excited, to see how the day goes, right? Today, as we're talking, what are we going to be talking today? Wealth Bridge. This is the Wealth Bridge channel. And we said we're going to be bridging the gap. We're going to be sharing things with us, especially for people who are in the diaspora community. Some of the mistakes that we've done, money mistakes that we've done, our journeys, talking about our experiences, bringing it to light to help each and every one of you, to let you understand that your story needs to be heard, to let you understand that you're not alone in that journey, because we are all here. And you'll be learning a lot because we're going to be bringing a wealth of knowledge to you. So today, what are we going to be talking about? We're talking about lifestyle inflation. Wow, lifestyle inflation. Just thinking about that, I know a lot of people will be like, what does that even mean? So I'm going to start with Modupe. What do you think lifestyle inflation mean? What does that mean to you? Lifestyle inflation.
Thank you, Demola. Hello, viewers, and those who probably be catching up on this replay. Another word for lifestyle inflation, maybe many people will feel more accustomed to that word, will be lifestyle creep. And just coming from that standpoint, it literally means when your spending gradually increases, right, as your income rises. So you literally are having, more earnings match up, more raise, because as a result of inflation, and all of a sudden, all you could think of was, let me also increase my spending quotient. That's exactly what that means. So you're literally, so it's in proportionate, measure with what is coming in. So as it's coming in, you're just literally, whereby you're literally turning what used to be a former luxury, now you're turning it into a necessity. And you're leaving yourself with nothing, to save, or you're literally now putting yourself in a very, uncomfortable situation. So I'm going to stop right there and see if Debola has anything, different or to add on to what I just, explained as far as that's concerned.
All right. This is a very, very interesting topic because it has happened to a lot of us and it's still happening. And the craziness is that most people don't even recognize it. They don't know that they are going through this, and it could become a problem. I mean, it's as simple as what Smutupe just said. It happens naturally. Your income increases and your standard of living increases too, in a way that you are not even keeping track of it. You don't know that it could become a problem, and by the time is you're realizing it that you're making more money, but things are not different. There's no change because as soon as you started making more money, you increase your expenses. You know what you used to manage before, now you're longing to have more,
Mm,
and this actually brings a lot of problem to our finances because that's where we really feel it.
mm,
and the extra money that you're making, maybe you decide to take a second job, or you just got an increase at your work. The extra money is no, the extra income is not really making any difference. Now you're looking for more. You want to get more. You want, your I would say your appetite is bigger now. So it's something that happens a lot, and a lot of us have experienced it. So I'm really excited about how we're going to break this down, hoping that a lot of people will get some insights and realize that it's even going on with them without them knowing. So let's get on
Wow.
with it.
Nice. Love the contributions, the chiming in, because that's actually what lifestyle inflation means. My question to our viewers is, if you're going through lifestyle inflation, put something, put a comment in the chat. Let's know. Have you ever experienced it? Are you experiencing it now? And do you need solutions? Do you need a way out? Do you have questions concerning it? And we're going to be breaking it down to let us see what it looks like. So let me use practical examples, because Modupe and Debola, they've said a few things which actually make sense. But let me break it down so we could all see what it looks like. So let's say, for example, now you earn $50,000, and normally you would save $5,000 a year. Then all of a sudden you get a raise. You get a raise and you start making $65,000. You would automatically think, if you're making $65,000 now you have more room to save. Now you would think normally you would save $15,000, right?
Yeah,
No, but you get the 65,000 raise now, and you still saving the same 5,000. You
that's
know
what
why?
happens.
And that's what happens. Now you feel the need, you want to show off, you want to get that nice, car, that car you've always been looking at. You want to move from that hoopty to that nice car. I know you probably experienced that before, but that's what we're talking about. And we just want to just break it down, let us understand that you're not alone, and there are ways whereby you can tackle. So I would just want us to share with us, why does it really happen though? I think that's very, very important, because it's important that we know that there's something called lifestyle inflation or lifestyle creep. But the question too is, why does it really happen? Why is it happening? Why do people find themselves in this mess?
Let me take a stab at that, Demola.
Awesome.
And so I literally find out that because, again, human beings, we're going to be very practical here, like they both said. Human beings we are what? We are emotional beings. Okay. So you find out that an individual will say, yeah, because I've worked a whole lot. I've taken all this first job, two jobs, three jobs. I deserve this. I've earned this. And because I deserve this, it's time for me to reward myself. And so we're playing emotional guilt on ourselves at our own expense if care is not taken. So we're using purchases to reward ourselves. Like, oh my
Mhm.
God, I'm going to have to get those cute bags, those designer bags in terms of my ladies now, right? And to be honest, you literally need to go to some people's closet and then you name all the brands out there. Now, don't get me wrong. Beautiful things are excellent. They are beautiful. My question to you is this the right time for you to purchase that? I think that should be, is it the right? There is time for everything under the sun. There is time for everything under the sun. The time in which we have to then, start saying, well, I'm ready for this, it will come. But I think because we're jumping the bridge and then we're doing certain things that are not necessary. Another thing, again, that could literally cause all of this creep, I like to use the word creep and not even inflation, if you permit me, Demola.
Yes.
And another thing that usually will cause this is people being pressurized, social pressure, right? You know how we tell our kids, we tell them about peer pressure here and there. It happens to adults as well, in case you're wondering.
Yeah, you're right
You're
about that.
literally finding about and saying, yeah, my colleague, we went to school together. We graduated from nursing school together. Oh, we were this at that. Oh, he's a nurse practitioner. I'm a nurse practitioner. Oh, he already has this. How come I cannot have it? And you're literally trying to look like the Joneses. That's another cause.
Preach it, sis.
That's another cause. So I'm going to stop at that and have Debola take stab at that, because again, we see this happening in our community. To be honest, it's very subtle. You won't know. It comes very, very unnoticeable. It seems very invisible. But after a while, it would have now become a mountain, mole that you had to deal with. And we're saying we need to change the narrative, which is the main essence of this podcast.
Right.
Over to you, Debola.
Wow, that's just so true. That's so true. You know, we start to buy things that we can't afford. And you also mentioned about the peer pressure. And that's very common in our community. We we sort of live to like impress people that don't like us, like they say.
People who
You
don't
buy
feel
things that
impressed.
you can't afford to to impress
Impress those people
people
who
to care
doesn't feel
about you.
impressed.
And this has to stop.
Mm.
It has to stop. The tide is moving, things are changing, and things have changed in different sectors, different areas of our lives. I think our mentality, our mindset regarding the way we plan also need to change. It's not about your neighbor, it's not about your friend. It's about you, it's about your goals. It's about your vision, it's about that big picture. Why are you doing what you're doing? If I mean, I was talking to somebody today about uh, getting a particular professional degree, and we see a lot of people like going to get that particular degree. I don't want to mention that,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not just because they they want it, but it's because other people around them are getting the same thing, and they have to take a very large student loan to achieve it. But the pay after getting the degree does not even match that student loan. Like, you take a student loan then you start working with that professional achievement, and you're not even making enough. You still have to get two jobs to be able to make up, to make, and you have 300,000 worth of student loan. What's the so peer pressure is one, trying to show off to people that don't care about you. And again, maybe because of the easy access to credit, I would say
Ooh,
in our community,
clock it.
in
Clock it.
America,
Yeah.
because there were stories I know back then when I came, and it was just about the time that the real estate thing went down in 2000 and 2008, was it?
2008, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And a lot of immigrants from Africa had to go through foreclosure. And I was asking them, okay, what's going on? Why? When they came, they were offered credit. They were so, money, I can just spend this card, without nobody. And people were spending cards and
Free gifts.
bought loans and bought houses that their job can't even pay for if anything were to happen to them, without plans.
Mm.
And that really affected a lot of immigrants. So because we have easy access to credit doesn't mean that we have to. They say you have to have credit to build your credit. If you have your cash, you can spend anyhow. You don't care about what credits or anyone, So let's be careful even with those credits. Credit cards, buy now, pay later kind of things, and loans that make you upgrade, makes upgrading things feels very affordable. It's a big lie. Those are traps. Even when they create long-term financial, what they call the financial plans and everything, they just give you long-term financial stress. That's it.
Mm.
So let's plan even how we upgrade our comfortability. Let it not be just an automatic thing that, okay, my income has increased automatically, I have to buy a new car. No, I have to drive the Benz. I'm not, Toyota. It's not, those are the things that happen in our community. So that's why I'm just, pointing them out. And then the lack of financial awareness.
Yes.
Lack of financial education also affects people. You're not tracking your spending or reviewing your finances. regularly, that will also affect you. You have to make sure that you're budgeting, you're tracking, you're reviewing, and doing all those things. Expenses, make sure your expenses are no more than what you can carry. So all these things we have to put to mind. All right. So
Very,
let's.
very important. Thank you so much for chiming in, Adebola. And that's that's very, very important. When you were talking about tracking, financial tracking, it brings, it brings mind to something. Most of us, most times, especially in the diaspora in this part of the world, maybe North America, Canada, most times, most people do an annual fiscal, on their health. But the
Mhm.
question is, how many people do a financial health check?
A
Yeah,
little bit.
that's true.
Nobody really does a financial health check. So
On
whether you
everything.
go from status A and increase to status B, you still don't do the financial health check. So basically, you don't even understand what's coming in and what's going out. And this is one of the reasons why the lifestyle creep comes in, because you've never really even done a financial check to begin with. And this is some of the things that we want to address. So, take that cue. When last did you do your financial check? Maybe you should do yours if you're spending. You know, there's a wealthy man, who lives in Omaya. I mean, how do you say that again? Yeah,
Mahal.
Omaha.
Omaha.
Yeah,
Omaha, you mean?
yeah,
Omaha.
Omaha.
Omaha,
You know,
Nebraska. Okay.
yeah, Nebraska. And this. We all know who I'm talking about. And he's been in the same house, his very first house, since 1958. Still hasn't changed. And this is somebody that is worth billions. And I'm by no means are we saying that we shouldn't upgrade or we shouldn't do that. That's not what we're talking about. Nobody's saying we shouldn't have the nice house. But at what expense is the question? Is this something that is working for us, or is this something that is working against us? Is this something that is helping us build that financial wealth we want? Or is this something that is taking away or bringing financial chaos? And the funny thing about lifestyle creep is it's very subtle.
Yeah.
A little less upgrade from Walmart. Let's upgrade to from Walmart. Let's upgrade to Macy's. We go from no Macy's. Let's upgrade to Lords and Taylor. Or, I mean, Burlington or
Neiman Marcus.
Jones.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Correct.
and we start going. And this is one of the things. So I just want to thank you for chiming in, my wonderful ladies. Now that we've talked about how it happens, you know, um, another thing that I want us to look at an insight is, why can it be a problem? You know, why can lifestyle creep? Why can it be a problem if we don't check it? If we're not intentional about what's happening to us? So I'll let you go, Adebola. Why do you think this lifestyle creep could be a problem if we don't check it?
Okay.
What's your
So,
take?
we talked about the fact that it creeps on you. And if you really aren't aware of it and you don't check it, it's really going to be, it could become a problem. It could become a problem. You might be earning more, but still saving less. You're earning more, but you're saving less than you expected, because the things that you thought were like luxuries to you are now like everyday stuff. So
Mhm.
now you don't even know that you're spending more than you're earning, and it could come to that you're spending more than your income. And now we now talk of being in debt. You not paying your debts, not because you can't meet up.
Yeah.
Because most of the time when this happens, you have to check your savings. Like Modupe, will be able to talk more about that because she's an accountant. You have to talk about your savings and your expenses, your income, and what you can save. So if now you are now in debt, that's a problem. Debt is something that I really don't even like to hear because it is so terrible. Here they say there are good debts and there are bad debts. All debts are I don't want to say all debts are bad, okay? So you start to delay in paying your debt, that becomes a problem. you feel stuck financially. That's also a problem. And those are things that we don't want to, I mean, situations where we don't want to find ourselves. And that's when you now start thinking of, oh, I need to get another job. I need to find another thing. I need to, then the stress of working now replaces that comfort you were supposed to get by having a raise because you have overspent yourself. So this is something that we don't want to have. I mean, nobody wants to be. I wouldn't say that a lifestyle inflation is totally bad, but it could become a serious problem for most of us if we don't have a good plan in place to check our finances, to plan, and then we just find ourselves in that trap, in that pit, and it could be hard to come out of it.
Yep.
So I'll let Modupe chip in.
Thank you. You guys have touched on very, very. I don't know if we're stepping on people's toes this for this episode. But please, you know what? If we actually eat you, we didn't plan to even miss you, because our goal is that you literally take it home and do the needful. Now, you talked about why could it be a problem. Before I touch base on that, permit me to go to what you said earlier, where you talked about the financial checkup. Many people might think, oh my God, I'm going to have to sit down with a professional and expert. I don't have the money. Oh no. You know what? You can literally start that financial audit by yourself. Every single person that works and earns money have a bank account. Maybe some people have the luxury and they have a credit card. You literally have a statement every month that comes in. And what does that statement show? It shows you a picture of what comes in and what goes out. Can you sit down? Can you schedule time with yourself to find out what literally is coming in and what is going out? Now, these are the budget that you've already established for yourself. No one is actually going to do well without a budget. When you hear the word budget, you think, oh my God, this is big grammar. This is just for the people in the accounting life. No, it's for everybody. It keeps you in check. Now you're staying disciplined to know that you have to be very frugal in your spending. Many of the individuals, and you were talking about, the billionaires and whatnot, right? Mm-hmm. You will find out that there is a similarity amongst them all. Frugality.
Yeah.
They do not necessarily talk about all this upgrade that the middle class, the hardworking professionals are so entangled with. This podcast is to let you know we need to get out of it.
Yeah.
Why would it be a problem? It's going to now make you live a life of perpetual paycheck to paycheck. So it's like everything is coming in plus the increase that came as a result of those bonuses and promotion. And the more it comes in, it just goes out the way.
Yeah.
You need to sit down and put a system in place. Debola talked about it. Proper preparation prevents poor performance in the long run. It makes you vulnerable. What if now everything that comes in is going out because there is no plan in place, there is no budget that you are adhering to, or maybe many people do have a budget and they're just not disciplined about it. Then what if a financial emergency comes knocking at the door? You become vulnerable. When you become vulnerable, and that's when you find out all these credit cards now ringing at you, then you fall into it, and then it's a bigger debt. Why is it a problem? Because compounding is going to work against you.
Yeah.
And you fall into this lifestyle creep instead of it working for you. Because now you literally are now oblivion of the fact that, hey, you don't even know how it works. So it's not going to work for you. No. I'm going to rest it at this point. I know we don't want to literally, elongate this section. I don't know what you want to say, Demola, but hey, this is beautiful. I definitely know we cannot exhaust this topic on this episode.
Now we can. And,
sorry, something just came to me. Like, you get this false sense of space.
I have arrived.
It's like, you feel, but it's
You're still work
empty.
in progress. It's not your time.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Stay the time. Stay the time. Stay the
And we,
time.
we're not and
Build.
we're not just saying this because we're perfect. We have no.
We're
It's
work in
also based
progress
on
as well.
experience. Yeah,
Hmm.
we're talking to ourselves. We're talking based on things that we have experienced or that we've seen, you know, in our immediate environment, so that other people can be aware and also learn from it. We're not we're not left out, so we have to work hard to really make sure that we don't fall into that pit.
And you're absolutely right. I mean, this is not about shaming or anyone. This is not about pulling
No.
anyone down. This is just about real talk. Can we have real talk with ourselves? I know Modupe just turned on the heat on that. I mean, I
Mhm.
saw Modupe's eyes just went
You saw
and
it.
but it's real. I mean, guys, it's very, very important that we take this very serious. We've not left our home countries to come here and become in debt. That's not the goal. We came here to come to do better. And how can we do better if we don't know better?
Mm.
And this is one of the reasons why we've come here to challenge each and every one of us, to challenge ourselves, to say we have to do better, to let each and every one of you know that you're not the only one in this.
No.
However, as good as everything sounds, we can't exhaust this thing in just this one episode.
Mm.
The
No, no,
next
no.
episode, and I want us to think about this, and we're going to be talking about this. We've been talking about this lifestyle inflation. Is it necessarily bad? And that's one of the things we're going to be talking about.
Mm.
I hope you're going to join. I hope you're going to
Mhm.
be tuned. You're going to be staying tuned. Meet us on our next episode as we'll be talking about is lifestyle inflation always a bad thing? And I know you don't want to miss it. And if you found that this episode is something that speaks to you, we want you to put some comments right in the chat.
And share with other people.
Yes,
Share it.
and share, please. And we want you to share this, subscribe, you know, like this channel.
Turn on your notifications so you don't miss the next
Exactly.
episode.
You don't want to miss anything because we're always going to be bringing the hit. We're always going to be bringing it 100% to you.
Mm.
Until our
Clock
next
it.
episode, I want to say thank you, Modupe. I want to say thank you, Adebola,
Thank you,
for
Demola.
always being a good sport. And our viewers, we want to say thank you for tuning in. We'll see you on our next episode. God bless and remain tight. Bye.